Trump earning the presidency. Stan Van Gundy hadn't said anything, which is anew for Stan Van Gundy, but he regretted doing so, calling himself a coward and going further than I think anybody else had in what he thought about it, saying that he is brazenly racist. That's the comments from Stan Van Gundy, the Pistons coach. I wonder for you, though, Steve, we'll ask Steve Logan in a little bit about this, but Andrew, when you were playing any point of football, was there ever anything that happened socially that caused for you to have a team meeting to discuss what happened outside of the locker room?
I don't think so. I think I can't remember something, and Coach Logan might know, but I believe there was something on campus that happened where it was an issue and it had to be talked about. It might have been a like a sexual assault type case, something like that, where there was a lot of reaction, some racial reaction inside the locker room where Coach had to address it. But I think with these teams, I think these teams have to kind of circle the wagons on this because of social media and in politics. You know, you see it in all measures of our own personal social media. It's amazing how just one little political statement, you might envision it another way when you're typing it, you know, and then someone else can read it a completely different way, and then a whole strand takes over, and it's out of control.
But normally I would agree with you, but considering how much attention was paid to this election and the tidal wave that it was when it hit late Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning, there's no one response from a player, anything that could be said about this election that would really stand out, because it's very easy to look at all these responses because of how many there are and drown in it.
Right.
So this is an exception. Because of what we just saw this week, players could say whatever they want, and likely they would not be in the news cycle that long. Normally they would for any comment that they would say politically. This is totally and abundantly different.
Yeah, but it can be such a distraction to what the team has to do on a weekly basis. You know, you only have in football, college football, pro football, whatever. You only have so much time to prepare. And say, for instance, the NBA guys, college basketball, they have a shorter window to prepare. And any little thing that becomes a major distraction is not just a distraction to the player, but it becomes a team distraction. So it's amazing that these teams are having to pull these meetings and kind of try to figure out moving forward how it's gonna be handled.
That's one reaction that stood out to me from in the sports world to what we saw late Tuesday night. By the way, you're listening to Game Time on 94.3 The Game. We'll have practice audio from ECU football practice later on this hour as well. Steve Logan in 10 minutes. You can tweet us at 943 The Game, or heck, give us a call. I don't care. 252-561-4263. We wouldn't mind adding another voice to this conversation. It could be yours as well at 561-4263. Jalen Rose predicted players would not go to the White House after winning titles. The Chicago Cubs requested that they make their trip to the White House in the month of January, presumably because of Barack Obama's heritage and being from Chicago, being a Chicago guy. But it could have something to do with this as well. This idea is far from new. It's already been put into effect, actually, where you have Adrian Gonzalez refusing to stay in Trump hotels while on the road with the Los Angeles Dodgers. He stays separate from the team. That happened with Adrian Gonzalez when the Dodgers played the Cubs in this postseason. Do you think that Jalen Rose is right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's a lot of hatred. Some things have been said by Donald Trump that he cannot take back. Maybe time will heal it, but these players are going to be able to make a stance on this, politically, and decide not to go to the White House, decide to take other roads that are kind of against the grain a little bit for a professional player to make. But it's such a crazy. These last couple of days, it's so crazy. But it's going to get down, as we move forward in this. It's just a crazy time.
Yep, no doubt. Colin Kaepernick didn't vote, so Stephen A. Smith exploded on First Take. This shouldn't be much of a surprise, but let's play that audio real quickly. Here is Stephen A. Smith this morning on First Take in response to the news that Colin Kaepernick decided not to vote in this election.
He absolutely betrayed his cause. As far as I'm concerned, Colin Kaepernick is absolutely irrelevant. I don't want to see him again. I don't want to hear from him again. I don't want to hear a damn word about anything that he has to say about our nation, the issues that we have, racial injustices, needing change, etc., etc. He comes across as a flaming hypocrite. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not interested in a damn word that he has to say. And quite frankly, I hope he goes away. He's lucky to be in the league right now. Colin Kaepernick, after all this noise that you made, to turn around and not to even take your behind to the polls to vote for a particular candidate, it is shameful. Absolutely shameful. Him of all people, because of the position he took, because of the attention he brought to the issues, the fact that you don't even have the decency to go to the polls and activate yourself in this election, as our president said, is a damn shame. I don't want to hear another word from Colin Kaepernick. It's a waste of time. As far as I'm concerned, everything he said meant absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't want to hear another damn word from him.
Before we get to the issue that he's bringing up, a couple things. This is only fuel to the fire for people who already didn't like Colin Kaepernick. In other words, there's nobody who read this news today and then decided, oh, I dislike Colin Kaepernick. Now, I still don't think it's safe to go on Facebook, by the way, yet, with everything going on this week. Most people I see reposting it couldn't stand Stephen A. Smith before today, but now, I'm going to republish this because there's a black guy who's saying that he doesn't like Colin Kaepernick. And here we are. The other thing we should note, is that First Take's ratings are struggling. And when you're talking about a sports opinion show and the ratings are struggling, kind of what you're seeing with FS1 trying to launch this show with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp, they tell you to have opinions that will get clicks and have people view it. So with Stephen A. Smith saying this, not really that surprising. You also have to take it with a grain of salt because I'm not sure if this is just something to raise ratings, because this is the same guy who also said today on his radio show in New York that Tom Brady and LeBron James were to blame for the Trump presidency. So again, take it with a grain of salt.
But look, I'm one that I'm pretty open-minded with Colin Kaepernick and the stances he's taken, the opportunity that he had to make a movement. But Stephen A. Smith is right on this one, in my opinion, purely on the fact that he could abstain from voting for a president. He doesn't need to vote for the president. But there's plenty of other political leaders inside of where he lives and where he resides where he can support them. In maybe they have the same political views that he does, that they can take a stance for minorities and take a stance in certain areas of where he resides. And he completely ignored that fact and had no interest in choosing someone to go in that direction.
I think he's in San Francisco, though. That's what you have to remember here, where that's a place that is very understanding to those issues. One of the better cities in our country of doing that. So if he abstains himself from voting in the election, I really don't care, because that has nothing to do with the issue that he is looking at in terms of the presidential election. And I only say that because people need to actually listen to what the guy is saying. He was thoughtful in how he said he wasn't going to vote in this election because he saw it, as many did, as a lesser of two evils, and he didn't want to vote evil. This is his words. Vote evil into the White House. It's not going to help his cause.
Yeah, but he went further to talk about the politics in D.C. He had an opportunity to not just abstain from the presidential election. He neglected to vote for the leaders that were going to be going to be Senate members or House members. He didn't make any step towards. But
he didn't take a step back either. And here's the other thing: I would agree with you if this is somebody who's called for this attention and someone who has called himself for being a role model. People should join him. He has never done this once.
That's right.
He's never said people should join him and do this. This is his own personal convictions. And I'm never going to judge somebody for those. And he's not asking for anyone to join him. So I'm not requiring him to serve as a role model in this case and try to be someone who encourages people to vote by voting himself. I think his reason's understandable, and there are people who agree with him. So I have no problem with it because, again, this is not the problem. The issue is not getting involved in your community and voting. His issue that he's highlighting is he doesn't feel there's justice being done for unarmed black men being shot by cops. That is his cause.
Correct, but there's civic leaders and local leaders who maybe are not doing their job that he has issues with immediately in the vicinity of San Francisco, and he had an opportunity to go in and choose somebody else, choose new leaders, and he neglected to do that. He did not do that.
Steve Logan's going to be with us in a couple of minutes. I mean, we're talking about this because it's still important, and it's tough to lead the show with, let's talk about the 3-6 East Carolina Pirates hosting the 4-5 SMU Mustangs, especially when all of this is happening. Okay, if you could see it on 943thegame.com, I have 2 tickets here. Very good tickets, too. East Carolina, SMU. Let's just give these away. We're going to have a giveaway.
Whoa.
And
You're giving them away?
Just give them away. And, I'm not sure. Does anybody want these tickets? Does anybody want them still? 2 days until the game, we're going to give you these tickets. All you have to do is call us. Just give us a call. Should we do like the 5th or the 7th caller? You know what? Screw it. First caller. First caller. 252-561-4263. You get tickets to East Carolina SMU this Saturday. We have Steve Logan join us on the other side of the break on Game Time.
Are you 50 years old? Have you had a colonoscopy? Colon cancer is the second leading cause of cancer-related deaths. What makes this so horrible is that colon cancer is easily preventable. Carolina Digestive Diseases and Endoscopy Center wants you to know that a colonoscopy can save your life. Dr. Philip Goldstein and the staff at Carolina Digestive Diseases offer treatment and care for all your GI needs. Carolina Digestive Diseases is a private practice focused on keeping costs down for their patients. They file all insurances, have an on-site endoscopy center, and in-house pathology for quick turnaround. The office is conveniently located on W.H. Smith Boulevard, and you can park next to the front door. Dr. Goldstein is dual board certified in internal medicine and gastroenterology and offers appointments within 5 business days.
Hi, this is Dr. Philip Goldstein reminding you that a colonoscopy can save your life. Visit our website, cddgastro.com, and come see us at Carolina Digestive Diseases.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is the home of the best margaritas. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Tuesday for the Gulp of Mexico, a huge 46-ounce lime margarita for only $6.99. On Thursdays, relax and enjoy half-price pitchers of Chico's house margaritas. Choose from lime, strawberry, blood orange, raspberry, or peach. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Hey Pirate fans, football weather is finally here and ECU is in full swing on the gridiron. At Stadium Sports, we have an awesome selection of ECU coats, jackets, crews, and hoodies to keep you warm on those cool autumn days while showing your Pirate pride. Be sure to pick up a custom ECU cornhole board set and extreme purple and gold Kysett cooler to make your tailgate spot complete. And coming soon, it's our brand new expanded store and new location, even closer to the stadium. Look for us on Charles Boulevard next to the ECU Railroad overpass with plenty of up-front parking. Stadium Sports, where Pirates shop.
There's something brand new for local swimmers. Aquaventure is now open at their Winterville campus just off Memorial Drive behind Badcock Furniture. Aquaventure is an indoor saltwater complex with an Olympic-sized swimming pool with 8 lanes. Aquaventure, the place for water sports, instruction, and aqua exercise. This fabulous new cutting-edge facility is now open. Join now by calling 341-9959 or visit Aquaventure at 214A Beacon Drive just off Memorial Drive. Aquaventure, an exciting new water campus. Aquaventure is now open.
For over 30 years now, Classic Seafood in Aden has supplied the highest quality seafood available to very select seafood markets and fine restaurants all over the country. Now, Pirate Nation and all of Eastern NC is invited to stop by their retail seafood shop in Aden off Highway 11 next to the Pepsi plant for the best seafood around, all at great prices. Not only can you buy all natural farm-raised catfish, but fresh crab meat, fresh shucked oysters, and other premium seafood selections as well. So, stock up your freezer and go to cccatfish.com today to learn more.
Let me tell you people a low down thing or two. I just can't stand that old evil way she do. She's gonna miss me.
94.3 the game.
Yeah, you're gonna miss me.
We're playing those blues tunes. So that can only mean one thing. Our weekly visit with Steve Logan. I think this is the first time, we've done this for a couple months now with Coach Logan, he's brought to us by Park Boat Company, that we've played any B.B. King. And I think that's a shame. This is You're Gonna Miss Me, Coach.
Well, I like B.B. King, but he's more, quite honestly, a vocalist than a guitarist. But anyway, I can handle it.
Good to have you along with us. Andrew Bays is here as well. Turns out people do want to go to this football game. I had a couple of tickets that we gave away during that break, and I just said, does anyone want to go to this game? First caller gets tickets. And our good pal listening, I don't know the guy, but he's a listener, so he's a friend. Grayson does want to go to this football game. So, Coach, let's talk a little ball. This week has been an interesting week in this country, and there's been a lot of interaction by football teams across the country and responses from players, professional and in college, in response to Donald Trump being elected president. And I wonder, has there ever been a time as a coach, Andrew couldn't think of one in his time playing, where you had to bring together the team, or have you participated in a team meeting of these sorts in the aftermath of some social issue such as this election?
Well, I can tell you, and Andrew will probably attest, that one of the first little speeches I give freshmen when they show up is that East Carolina football was not a forum for politics or religion or social issues. Excuse me. When you come to the locker room, you bring your football helmet, get ready to practice, and this is one of the last little places on earth where we're not going to start counting up who's black, who's white, who's this religion, that religion, and all this other stuff. And I was adamant about that. And if I smelled anything like that in the locker room, I did everything I could to stomp it out immediately, because you can see for yourself what, if you want to be a social justice warrior or a political analyst or evangelical for your faith, all of that is great. This isn't the place. I'm sorry. Go do it somewhere else. And that was just my stance on it. And therefore, I kept that out of my program. That's when I was in charge. And so, and then fortunately at the National Football League level, I never got, I didn't have to deal with any of that stuff. It never happened. So that was that.
Coach Logan's with us on Game Time 94.3 The Game. Philip Nelson never appeared on an injury report this year, and last week he didn't practice all but the walkthrough leading up to the Tulsa game, played in the first about 10 minutes of the game before he was pulled in favor of Gardner Minshew. And I wonder what advantage this really gives coaches. I understand it with when it comes to starting quarterbacks, why you might want to be a little bit careful with the information you put out, but to what extent have you gone as a coach to try and give the public nothing?
When it concerns a quarterback, there's reasons to, if you don't have to, you don't tell them everything, because a defensive coordinator that knows for certain that a first-time or second-time starter is going to play, he'll be very, very aggressive with his game plan. And, if you can mitigate some of that by, not saying who you're going to start, then there's some small advantage to it. And by that I mean, the defensive coordinator could have prepared it all week long. And if he does not have that whole game plan prepared, then you might not see that much blitzes, even though it becomes apparent that the second stringer's in.
Coach, so Philip Nelson has practiced this week. East Carolina, if it wins its last 3 games, would be bowl eligible. The next 2 are at home and then on the road at Temple. If you had it your way, especially since Gardner Minshew has already spent his red shirt, What would you do with the quarterback situation, considering Minshew is a sophomore and Philip Nelson is a senior?
Well, I would go ahead, and if Philip, and Philip is, from a distance, he's a better football player right now, more mature, got a better arm, it looks like. But anyway, that's just from a distance. But I would certainly, your back's against the wall, and I'd put the very best I had out there for this game for sure, and keep doing that until it was obvious I could not go to a bowl game, at which point I would definitely shift gears and go to the younger quarterback for next year's investment.
Coach, this is Andrew. Watching these last few weeks with Philip Nelson, one thing I've keyed in on, it seems as though teams are getting more. Obviously, the offensive line is giving up a little bit more pressure, getting him a little bit more uncomfortable in the pocket. One thing I've noticed is he is less efficient as he gets outside of the pocket, necessarily, either on the run or just stepping up in the pocket. He is very uncomfortable. From a coaching standpoint, I know certain players, their completion percentages actually go up sometimes when they're pushed out of the pocket. They're given the opportunity to make a play. I've noticed these last week, 3 weeks really, it seems as though teams are maybe designing more pressure to collapse the pocket, forcing him out of the pocket, which, is not resulting in production. I don't know if you've observed that, but can you speak to the technical aspect of, kind of keying in on a quarterback, whether they have that ability to gain efficiency when they're outside the pocket?
Well, you can work on those kinds of things on flushing quarterbacks, which is a routine part of a quarterback workout. You can work on flushing the quarterback out of the pocket, what we call front door or back door escapes, and then practice throwing on the run and all those other kinds of things. But that really isn't the technical answer. And I don't want to say this demeaning, but using a pro-style offense, okay? In your protection schemes, you've got 5-man, 6-man, 7-man, and even 8-man protections that you can and do employ in any game plan at various times. And East Carolina's offense is not built that way. It's either built for 5 or 6-man protection. That's it. And having said that, it's very, very easy to overload a 5 or 6-man protection. Certainly when that's really all there is in the tool chest. And so, there's some X's and O's involved that, for me, for a pro-style offense, would have alleviated somebody from just saying, okay, we're going to flush your quarterback. Well, no, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you're going to bring 6 to my 5, I'm going to bring 6. I'm going to keep a 6-man protection in. If you're going to bring 7 to 6, okay, I'm going to bring a 7-man protection, and all the way to an 8-man protection, which is you're going to now force a coordinator to go all the way to what we call a zero blitz, which means they're bringing the absolute house. And defense coordinators don't do that very often. So, I have never seen East Carolina employ an 8-man protection. You would see me or a pro-style offensive coordinator employ an 8-man protection at least 2 times a game, just to make sure that everybody saw it, and particularly the defensive coordinator. And so, those are the technical answers to people routinely flushing a quarterback. You've got to continually flip the Rolodex around and have the defense coordinator wondering which protection you're going to employ, or it's, like I say, it's just really, really simple to bring 6 blitzers every play.
Right.
And not be exposed. That's nothing more than a fire zone blitz. And fire zones are very safe blitzes. They don't expose defenses, but it does make you get the ball out quick. So, like I say, I'm just talking about styles of offense, and I'm not criticizing, but I'm answering your question.
Yes.
Steve Logan's with us on Game Time, 94.3 The Game. He's brought to us by Park Boat Company and Marine. Go get a boat over there. We're glad to have Coach Logan with us. We're going to have some of the practice audio played next segment from defensive coaches for East Carolina. A lot of the things that they've been saying, though, Coach, involve tackling, and there's a lot of that being worked on this week at practice for ECU. When you're focusing on tackling at this point in the season, how bad has it gotten?
Well, everybody's missing the mark there, and I'm going to tell you what the defensive coaches can't say because they have to coach the kids they've got. I've been down this road before. All right, everybody needs to pay attention. Tackling is a recruited skill. It is not a taught skill. You can work on tackling, which we did every day, but the kids that came to campus or the kids that walk into the NFL, they can tackle on day one or they can't. And if they can't, they can get a little bit better, but they're not going to get that much better. And that's the truth. Any football coach that's in a position to tell you the truth will tell you just what I told you. And the fact that I don't have to go to a locker room tomorrow and deal with a bunch of kids, I can say it out loud.
Well,
hey.
Tackling
is a recruited skill. Tackling is a drafted skill. It's not something that you're going to. That's like saying you're going to teach a quarterback to throw accurately when he's been inaccurate his whole life.
Look, I got a follow up to that. Then why, if it's a recruited deal there, then why did you have us kickers running in open tackling drills during spring ball with defensive backs, and like every time you put us in that drill, and like we didn't know how to tackle, and no one was teaching us how to tackle, but like that hurt bad. Like it hurt my hands, it would hurt my arms. Like,
yeah, Coach, what's the deal here? Why did you make Andrew do that?
Because Andrew was soft. I was just trying to make a man out of him at some level.
Are kickers football players, coaches? Or coach?
You and Kevin Miller were. I'll give you that. You were the best.
All right, Coach. We're also going to hear from Rick Smith next segment. I know you coached with Rick at NFL Europe. What's the best story you have with Rick Smith? Because we seem to have a ton.
Well, and Rick Smith is you're fortunate to have him there. He's not a good football coach. He's a great football coach and a great teacher. And one of the best, you can tell Rick that I still remember going to Amsterdam and in NFL Europe, and about the time we kicked off, normally that's when everybody drinks a beer, but in Amsterdam, that's when everybody lights up a joint. And we were up in the press box about 5 minutes after kickoff. I'm pretty sure we both started getting high. And that's the truth.
Is that one of those closed roofs?
Yeah, it was in the dome.
So did it help? Did it help your coaching and your game scheme or your play calling that game, or did it make things challenging?
I hadn't called anything. It was nothing mattered. It was all good.
Coach, how often did you visit Amsterdam and NFL Europe? I mean, have you ever been to Amsterdam before or after that?
No.
I played for
Andrew, weren't you in Amsterdam and NFL Europe?
I did. I played for Amsterdam. I was there for what? 3 months? What is it? 3 months? 4 months?
Yeah.
How much of an adjustment period was it? Because I think you've told me a story, Coach, about the do's and don'ts of walking into a dope shop.
Yeah, I did. I went down to a dope shop just to see what it was all about. I walked in. The guy told me to take my hat off.
That's amazing. That's amazing. John, put that on the poll at 943 The Game. Did you know you're not supposed to wear a hat in a dope shop? That's good to know.
It was totally rude of me to walk into a dope shop with my hat on.
God forbid.
Amazing.
And I've never forgotten that. And I just thought how totally rude and ignorant of me to not have my hat off in the dope shop.
Last thing for you before we let you go. How optimistic, switching things to the NFL side, should Panthers fans be winning back-to-back games? They're 3-5, halfway through the year. How optimistic should they be, Coach?
Well, let's just put it this way. There's no margin for error. And they did get a little breath of life, and I looked at the film in my office 2 nights ago, and they did behave much more this last Sunday like they did last year. It looked like the team that I was watching when I was at San Francisco on film. And, there's some hope, but, there's really one little slip up and they're screwed. That's just about it. They're going to have to run the table.
Coach, we appreciate the visit, and next, I guess we'll have to get more stories from Andrew when it comes to Amsterdam. But until next time, Coach, we'll talk to you Saturday during your show, okay?
All righty.
See you, Coach.
All right, that's Steve Logan joining us. He's brought to us by Park Boat Company. We covered a lot of ground there. We went overseas, and I'm not sure. You played in Amsterdam? Did you play in that dome stadium?
I did, yeah.
So did things get pretty hazy in there?
It did. There was most of the pictures.
Actually, save that. Save that. We're gonna react and discuss next on Game Time.
Affordable Hearing offers Eastern Carolina's best value in Starkey hearing aids in all styles, including custom invisible hearing aids. You'll save thousands compared to national brands. Affordable Hearing offers the latest technology like wireless hearing aids that stream from your TV and iPhone directly into your hearing aids. And you get a 30-day money-back guarantee if you're not completely satisfied. Affordable Hearing with locations in Greenville, Kinston, New Bern, Bayboro, and Morehead City. Or you can call the owner, Kent Denton, cell phone direct at 252-227-9646.
Bailey's is proud to carry Forevermark. Forevermark diamonds are conflict-free and undergo a strict assessment to ensure they are natural and untreated. Each Forevermark diamond carries the promise of an enduring commitment to responsible sourcing and originates from a carefully selected source that provides benefits to the local community and the environment. This ensures that Forevermark diamonds help improve the lives of those involved in its journey, so you can feel proud to give, own, or wear a Forevermark diamond. Bailey's Fine Jewelry. Every woman wants a Bailey box.
For years, Callie-Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet. Then come find yours at Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville.
At the Little Bank, we believe our old-fashioned customer service and modern-day technologies and conveniences come together to create the perfect banking experience for you. We want to be your community bank. We're dedicated to providing our personal and commercial banking customers the personal attention you deserve, all with no hidden fees and highly competitive rates. Go to thelittlebank.com to discover your local branch. At the Little Bank, we want to know you.
The Little Bank is a member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Dr. Thomas McIntosh at Carolina Vision Care announces 2 new optometrists have joined the practice. Dr. Scott McIntosh, an Eagle Scout who grew up in Greenville and attended Rose High and ECU, and Dr. Natalie McIntosh, originally from Arkansas. Both just graduated with honors from the Southern College of Optometry in Memphis. Scott was chosen to be a student ambassador and received an award from the staff for clinical excellence. Natalie was also an honor student and was honored with the Southwest Contact Lens Society Award. To schedule an appointment, call 752-4380.
Hey, this is Jim Foster with Wells Fargo, Market President here in Greenville with Chris Richards. Uptown Greenville invites you to Free Boot Friday, a celebration for pirate fans for all shapes, sizes, and ages. Feast on fantastic food served by Uptown restaurants. Enjoy a cold beverage or two in the beer and wine garden, and dance to the live music. Chris, give us the details.
Thanks, Jim. The Free Boot Fun starts at 5 p.m. and continues until 8 p.m. at 5 Points Plaza. Visit uptowngreenville.com for more information on Free Boot Friday, the official pep rally for all home Pirate football games, brought to you by Wells Fargo.
Go Pirates! Time to play the game. Time to play the game.
You're tuned in to Game Time. 94.3 The Game. Tuned in to the Pirate Nation's FM station. Coach Logan was with us last segment, and halfway through the interview, I wasn't sure about it, where we were talking about zero blitzes, and I didn't know if people were going to tune out of that. Then once we got to Amsterdam and him dropping some knowledge that you're not supposed to wear a hat in a dope shop, and being in a bowl stadium where people were enjoying the cannabis in the stadium for where nowhere that the smoked herb could go. That was the best interview with Logan I think we've done yet. And then we learned Andrew played in Amsterdam. So I'm going to make an executive decision here. Actually, let's go around the room real quick. Mackenzie Tewksbury has joined us interning. Do people want ECU practice audio right now, or do they want weed stories in Amsterdam from Andrew? Because he played there. Andrew doesn't smoke weed. I don't think you ever have. But you played in Amsterdam, and you have stories. Do people want these stories, or do they want ECU practice audio? Kenwick Thompson talking about tackling. What do you want?
I mean, as much as I'd like to break down the ECU football game, and trust me, I would, I can't pass up this opportunity.
Mackenzie Tewksbury.
Yeah, I want to hear Andrew.
Okay, all right. So I think this is the direction we're going in. You know what I want to hear. I think the listeners are the same way. Some people don't understand we're being facetious sometimes, too. When I said, does anybody want to go to this game? First caller gets tickets, ECU, SMU. We did have several people call, and we gave those tickets away. Congratulations to our guy Grayson for winning those. We'll give away tickets maybe even tomorrow, too. I don't know how that's going to work. We have tickets for next week's game against Navy as well. East Carolina still has a shot to be bowl eligible, so stay classy, ECU fans. Show up as well. It's Military Appreciation Game. We'll get to that audio later on in this hour. But, Andrew, I'm going to give the floor to you. What's the best...
Well, listen.
Best story you have from playing in Amsterdam for NFL Europe?
But there's a lot. But the thing is looking back at those Amsterdam like the game photos that I have, and everything that was pictures that were taken during that. Like it's funny that he mentioned that, because there is a plume of smoke over, basically around the stadium in every single photo. It's almost like going to a concert.
I got a question.
All right.
Were they allowed to smoke in the stadium?
Yes. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I mean, there was no. All you could see on the field, you could just see when people take a puff, there's that orange amber color. Yeah. Like you can see that just going on when you're standing on the field.
Another question.
Yeah.
Could they buy it's alcohol? Like people are allowed to buy alcohol at a stadium.
You can't get it in the stadium.
Not in the stadium. But here's the crazy thing. So it's in downtown Amsterdam. We stayed in Utrecht, which was about 20 minutes outside of Amsterdam. They call them coffee houses, and it's where they sell the many styles and different kinds of marijuana. And they have a menu. You go in and they hand you a menu, and you walk to the back of the place, and you go to a bar, and it's like an apothecary. They're all in apothecary jars on all these shelves, and there's government-controlled marijuana, and then there's a whole list of whatever you can dream up. And go for it.
Is this what California is going to look like in your estimation? Just coffee shops?
I've been to Denver.
Well, you can't.
I have been to Denver.
I lived in Colorado. You can't do it publicly. Like, you have to be confined in a setting. Kind of like you can't have alcoholic beverages walking down the street here in Greenville.
Well, in a coffee shop.
Kind of like open container,
Yeah,
you can't have them in like a football stadium, say in California, and
I feel
they're very in Amsterdam. They're very light. You're not supposed to be walking around smoking it. You're supposed to
if
take
you're in
it.
a coffee shop.
I'm looking at photos of home games for Amsterdam Admiral football, and I'm seeing this collective haze in the background of some of these photos.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah,
I love this.
It's you have to buy it there. You can smoke it there, but they suggest that you take it home with you. And I've got some funny stories. I know my brother might be listening. I got some funny stories about him.
All right,
that I won't.
Give it up. No, give it up right. No, you can't just mention it.
All right. So he didn't know where to begin, because you have this big, huge list, this menu, and he doesn't know what all of them are. So he asked. He was going to be there for a week. And he asked the bartender, or what do you call it? Budtender? Okay, budtender.
I went to Colorado, and I was stunned by this, where someone gave me a business card, and they were a budtender. By the way, Google how much a budtender makes. Between 50 to 70 grand. It's a lot. That's quite a career. Yeah. But Are you telling me your brother asked for the sampler?
He did not know where to start. And the guy, the bud tender, he said, "Look, man, you're going to be here for a week. You want to enjoy your trip. Don't go down the list. Let's start off with something nice and easy, and you can go from there." And he did. There's the weakest one was at the top of the list, and it was a government Dutch controlled one that they produce. And he said, "Let's do that." And he struggled with that.
Bud tender.
Bud tender.
That is legit, like a name.
Did you put that on the poll at 943 the game? Did you know that what would be the proper way to phrase this question?
I don't know the question.
I don't want to say dealer of marijuana because that would be confused as a drug dealer, but a legal legal distributor. What am I looking for here?
No,
attendant.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Did you know that the legal dispensary attendant of marijuana is called a bud tender? Well done.
So
find a way to word that better.
I was there for a full season, and I knew a lot of guys playing pretty much on every other team in the league, and when they would come to visit Amsterdam. The minute they would get back to wherever, Berlin, Frankfurt, Scotland, Barcelona, wherever it was, they were getting drug tested the minute they hit the ground. What was crazy is the NFL did not drug test any Amsterdam Admirals for the entire season.
That's what we call a good players association right
there.
That's a strong players association for not having that.
The players realized maybe after week 3 that this was going on, that nobody was being drug tested, and everyone that traveled to Amsterdam was getting drug tested. And the players just that opened up a can of worms. You walk in our hotel, there's like 3 or 4 floors that we had as players, and you walk on our floor, and you talk about just a haze. I mean, heavy haze. Where guys, there were a lot of guys that were homesick. There were guys that wanted to get home that was their way of coping with it and, having some fun along the way. But it was crazy that the NFL did not drug test us the entire season.
And they shouldn't. They shouldn't, because it's recreational. I don't want the NFL. I'm not saying you should, whether or not you think it's right or wrong to smoke weed or any other drug. That's not the NFL's place. Kind of like what we were talking about with these domestic abuse cases. Deal with NFL stuff, and that's why the Players Association is so strong. And when you see these violations of drug tests, they typically come in sports where the players or fighters or whatever aren't represented well, kind of like MMA and what we saw with Tyson Fury and boxing as well. So I'm not really too beaten up about it. I find this stuff fascinating. But as a player, though, you didn't notice that when you played, a punter especially, when you are punting the ball literally into a haze of weed smoke, you didn't notice such things?
Well, you knew it.
Did it help your punts?
You got to know the fans were so rabid over there for the Admirals that you actually got to know these fans. We'd have big pep rallies and big events at bars and restaurants and that kind of stuff. So you personally got to know these guys, and what they're doing for their tailgating was a lot different than our tailgating. Their game experience was a lot different than our game experience. And you start to, as you play longer and longer in the season, you start to learn more and more what's going on in the stands.
In Colorado, there is a bar where if you walk in, you pay $40 for a Broncos game. $40, and it's all you can smoke and all you can eat buffet. They keep just cycling in pizzas.
Solid deal.
Look,
amazing.
So I lived in Amsterdam, and I've been to Denver since they made marijuana legal in Denver. And my takeaway is like
Denver's great, by the way.
Yeah, Denver is incredible, and the Dutch people are incredible. I loved my time in Amsterdam. I went to Amsterdam thinking that it was going to be just all hell's going to break loose, and this is going to be crazy. But in reality, it was an awesome city. The people were awesome. They loved Americans. It was a blast.
We have the ECU practice audio for the people who are curmudgeons who think that I'm what sports radio.
We were talking about NFL Europe. Are you kidding me? That's sports.
We give you your practice audio next.
It's here just in time to stock your freezer for the holidays. The 3-day Acre Station Truckload Meat Sale at Acre Station Meat Farm in Pinetown. These are the best prices of the year at Acre Station. Listen to the incredible sales prices this week. Fresh ground beef for just $1.69 a pound. Boneless beef New York strip loins, whole steak sliced free, just $4.99 a pound. Chicken drumsticks, $3.99 a pound. And whole sliced ribeyes, just $6.99 a pound. The best prices of the year during this 3-day sales event. And you know Acre Station provides only the very best and freshest meat as always. Also just in time for the holidays, smoked hams, 99 cents a pound. And Boston buck pork roast just right for the grill at $1.49 a pound. Also truckload sales pricing on sausage, ribs, pork chops, and more. But you've got to get to Acre Station Meat Farm Thursday through Saturday, November 10, 11, and 12, 6:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. 3 days and 3 days only this week at Acre Station, Highway 32 between Washington and Plymouth.
Kickback Jack's is a home of award-winning chicken wings, savory burgers, made-from-scratch pizza, appetizers, dinners, and desserts. There's no better place to kick it inside or outdoors than Kickback Jack's in Greenville. Order up one of the 32 domestic and craft beers on draft with over 50 HD TVs, including 2 projector screens. You can watch every NFL and college football game. Located on the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road, Kickback Jack's is Greenville's place for great food, great fun, and great football.
Pirate Nation at Fantastic Sam's Hair Salon, we are ready when you are. Whether you're headed to the big game or a meeting, you'll need to turn heads with a haircut from Fantastic Sam's. You'll never need an appointment, and your shampoo and scalp massage are included. Our expert stylists are ready when you are. 11 locations in eastern North Carolina with 3 locations in Greenville. Visit us online at fantasticsams.com. That's fantasticsams.com. Go Pirates!
At East Coast Equipment, we make tough days look easy with John Deere Gator utility vehicles with 4-wheel drive, speeds that eclipse 45 miles per hour, and over 70 with available attachments. The John Deere Gator takes on all jobs, big and small, and tackles the toughest outdoor trails. Visit eastcoastequip.com today and learn more about our crossover and high-performance Gator models. East Coast Equipment is a proud sponsor of the ECU Pirates and a lifelong member of the Pirate Nation. Go Gator and go Pirates!
This is the Dan Patrick Show.
I just like to say that y'all rock, man.
If someone gave you a straight up bet, $100 the Warriors are the field right now,
I'd take the field. There's a game this year where Golden State will be favored by 25 points. They're a bigger favorite this year than the Bulls were coming off that 72-win season. They were minus 125. Golden State is minus 150.
Dan Patrick. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.3 The Game and 94.3thegame.com.
Welcome back to 94.3 The Game and Game Time. If this week has taught us anything, it's that you shouldn't trust polls. But I want to know from what our listeners think. Put this up at 943 The Game, Mackenzie. What would you rather listen to? ECU football practice audio or Andrew's NFL Europe stories? Those are your options. This is our last segment with Andrew. We have one of ESPN's finest college basketball analysts, Sean Farnham, who's going to join us in 10 minutes. But as promised, we have some ECU practice sound, and it starts with Scotty Montgomery, who gives us the report from ECU football practice.
Good. We had a good practice today. Really happy about it. Third down period was good. I'm happy because, Phil came out and probably had the best third down and red zone period he's had. Our offense did a good job. I thought defensively we were where we're supposed to be. The final part of that defensive part is you can't just be where you're supposed to be. We've been there a lot this year. You got to tackle. So we worked really hard on trying to be in perfect tackling position and look forward to us moving to tomorrow's walkthrough.
When you look back at the tackling from the last game, was it just their guys were bigger, or were the guys not in good position?
No, I didn't think we were in good position. I thought we were too high. We tackled around the head too much. We were lower at times, and at the point of contact, we raised, got up around the shoulder pass. They were strong physically, but good tackling technique and fundamentals. You can do better than that.
Kenwick Thompson, the defensive coordinator for ECU, was asked the same question about tackling, and here's how he responded. The conversations have gone this week with his team regarding the tackling subject.
We've been stressing tackling low the entire year because of the fact, number one, you tackle better when you tackle low. Number two, because of the rules. Tackling high has caused some of our guys to be ejected from games, and so we consciously make an effort in order to do that. So lowering our pad level, being able to wrap people up and getting them on the ground, being more concentrating on tackling people versus hitting them. And so we have to continue to do that on a consistent basis so it becomes a habit.
We asked, this entire conversation that led us to NFL Europe started at the place where Steve Logan said he coached with Rick Smith, who's one of our favorites, and we asked for a story regarding Rick, and he said that they coached together in NFL Europe and they didn't know what was going on by the time the first quarter was over because they were in an open dome in Amsterdam. You can use your imagination for the rest. Rick Smith was just asked to grade the secondary, and as only Rick Smith can do, he can make a question that is inherently boring and uninteresting interesting.
Colby Gore had the best game of any DB this year. Had 13 tackles, missed one. And I know the press had him only for 12, but I looked at the film. He had 13. Had 13 tackles and missed one. Had a pass breakup. Just really played well. I was real pleased with him. He graded out over 90%, which for corners, very high. Did a great job.
How has Corey Sargent been practicing this week? Are we still going to see him coming off the bench?
Yeah, Corey's doing better. He's completely healthy, and he's working really hard in school. And I talked to him a little bit today. I told him it's nice to have him back mentally. He was struggling some in school the last couple of weeks. A lot of papers were due, and he got behind. But he's back up to par and doing well.
That's amazing right there. How many coaches are telling you, well, he's had a couple papers this week, and he's behind? That's why I love Rick Smith. Right there. That's amazing.
It's good to have a coach that's forgiving for it. That's another time we need to talk to Coach Logan about that, because we'd catch some grief sometimes if we had some schoolwork that needed to get done and we were missing practice.
I can't think of another time a coach has even brought up schoolwork as a reason that affects football. It makes sense. I wish more coaches would bring it up. It's amazing. I love all of that.
Yeah, look, some takeaways from those quotes, especially from Coach Mo and Kenwick. They talk about missing tackles, and they're talking about missing tackles. We got to make more tackles, and they've kind of laid it out. But in reality, you can replace make a tackle for make a play. I mean, what's not standing out in the football game when they're missing a tackle is that nobody is making a play, And
that goes not just defensively, but offensively too. It's the same solution that East Carolina needs this week. They need a big play passing the football or running the football.
That's right.
Or getting a turnover.
That's right. Make a play.
Yes.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see it. I mean, we saw it against UConn with some sacks, some playmaking ability. This team needs to step up and make some plays.
And I'm trying to figure out whether or not this defense is capable of it, because they've shown signs of doing it. And I actually think the defensive secondary is talented enough and can meet that bill. It's whether or not you can get pressure on the quarterback. The defense is a cohesive unit, and everything has to work together. So it's not a good sign that we're talking about tackling at this point in the season with 3 games left to go. But nonetheless, East Carolina still has a chance to reach a bowl game if it can win its final 3. Andrew, we always appreciate you coming in and bringing your stories. And considering how the early returns on this poll is of what people would rather listen to is turning out, we're going to have to get more NFL Europe stories.
Absolutely. We'll do some more segments. Look, we were there having fun. Playing football and having fun.
Is there any way I can get an Andrew Bayes NFL Europe jersey? Is there any?
Yes.
I'm serious.
Yes.
Can you hook us up with some Andrew Bayes? I'll wear it.
I want some
next
NFL
week.
Europe swag. I really do.
I think I handed it all out. I can
Wow.
You can't make it happen?
I might be able to get you some football cards.
Yes.
We're making progress. Andrew, enjoy your week. We'll see you next week.
Thanks,
all right,
boys.
That's
girls.
Andrew Bayes. Sean Farnham of ESPN. He works with Brent Musburger and Kaylee Hartung, broadcasted SEC basketball this year. College basketball opens tomorrow, both locally and nationally as well. East Carolina at Minji's Coliseum has a doubleheader with women's and men's hoops. We talk about hoops nationally and locally when we return for Hour 2 of Game Time.
Picture yourself in a living room, your pipe and slippers set out for you. I know you think that it ain't too far.
Here's Chip Davis of East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Greenville.
Eastern North Carolina's truck headquarters is East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep. If you're in the market for a new truck, now is the time. Our lot is overflowing with trucks. We have over 100 new Rams in stock, the largest selection in Eastern North Carolina. It's the Black Friday sales event going on now through November 30th.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep is not only your place for trucks. If you're looking for an SUV, you'll need to check out the great selection of Jeep Cherokee, Grand Cherokee, Wrangler, Patriot, and more.
Fall is the best time to buy a new Jeep. People from all over Eastern North Carolina are saving on Jeeps here at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep. Buy now and get 20% off MSRP on a new Jeep Cherokee.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep.
Come see us!
Across from the Cracker Barrel in Greenville.
Customer must qualify for all rebates. See dealer for details.
Take a hit from a 300-pound linebacker and you better be wearing pads. Take a hit on the road and you better have good auto coverage. When you've got North Carolina Farm Bureau Auto Insurance, you've got the best local agents ready to help you bounce back. If you don't, well, you probably play football without a helmet, too. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best. North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Your Farm Bureau insurance agents in Greenville are ready to help you with your auto coverage. Stick with the home team, North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. In Greenville, contact one of these agents: Lynn Sugg, Jake Allen, Randy Daniels, Corey Thompson, Jack Metz, Tyler Smith, Bill King, Alan Hill, and Tony Boyd. Call them today at 252-756-3165. That's 252-756-3165. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
University PC Care of Greenville has been taking care of Pirate Nation computers, iPhones, and networks like they were their own for the past decade. And now they're expanding with a second store in New Bern, opening this fall. And they're hiring for both locations. Go to universitypccare.com/jobs to learn more and apply online for immediate consideration. They're growing and looking for the best. For PC, Mac, iPhone, and network care, they have you covered. Go Pirates!
It's that time of year again. Bertie County Peanuts is coming to a town near you. November 11th through the 13th in Hampton, Virginia at the Bodacious Bazaar, and Thanksgiving weekend in Raleigh at the Christmas Carousel. And if you can't make it to either one of those shows, you can shop online anytime at BertieCountyPeanuts.net or visit them at Powell & Stokes in Windsor. It's never too early to begin thinking about gift giving. Bertie County Peanuts, a Christmas tradition all over North Carolina.
WRHD HD1, Farmville, Washington, Greenville. You're listening to the Pirate Nation's FM station, 94.3 The Game.
Hour 2 of Game Time starts now. You're tuned in to 94.3 The Game. And we still have a lot left to get done here. An abbreviated show tonight with Rose football starting at 7 o'clock and pregame starting in about 30 minutes here at 6:30. But we now go to our 94.3 The Game live line where we're being joined by one of ESPN's finest. You can listen to him call SEC basketball this year alongside the great Brent Musburger and also Kaylee Hartung, one of the finest teams I think ESPN has in college basketball. I'm just excited to talk about college basketball with Sean Farnham of ESPN. Welcome, Sean.
Yeah, I'm excited to be working with the people I get to work with. I mean, I guess they figured out that I'm like the weakest link, so they had to surround me with an American sports icon and Brent Musburger, and as far as I'm concerned, the most talented young sideline reporter that we have in Kaylee Hartung this year. So they're just trying to cover up for my deficiencies. But no, I'm excited to work with them and can't wait for conference play to come along so we can get going.
I know your focus is mostly on the SEC, and you will actually be broadcasting, I think, Gonzaga basketball next Tuesday against San Diego State in that 24-hour hoops marathon. But you were a former Once Upon a Time player at UCLA as well, so you obviously know the sport and watch it broadly across the country. What storylines in college basketball this season intrigue you the most, Sean?
I think this is the perfect storm of college basketball this year, and your listening audience needs to get excited for it and needs to understand that it doesn't start after college football. It actually is beginning on Friday, and we'll rip it up and keep it going all the way through because this is a nice combination. In previous years, we've had years where we've had freshman focus, right? And we've talked about freshmen, and we've chosen 4 of them and said these are the most important 4 freshmen you need to watch. Other years, we tell you that, it's about the team this year. It's not about the individual, and these are great teams. What makes this year unique is that we have both, and you don't get that every year. And when I say you have both, not only do we have a deep freshman class that's very, very talented, and likely 6 or 7 lottery picks will come from this year's freshman class, but we also have talented teams that are noteworthy and named teams that we need for college basketball to resonate from the East Coast all the way through to the West Coast. When you look at North Carolina, Duke, Indiana, Kentucky, Kansas, and then Arizona, UCLA, Michigan State, these are all teams right now that are name recognition value very high, that we need to be competitive and top 25 good, and all of them are. Then you intermix in teams like Villanova, like Oregon, like Gonzaga, that have been consistent, and Xavier as well, that are ready to go and be Final Four caliber good. I think there's probably 12 or 13 teams right now at the start of the season that I could put in my Final Four. And I think we haven't had years like that. In recent years, you look at this and you look at ESPN.com, and we released it all today, all of our Final Four picks. You can go and look, and there are some similarities. You see a lot of Duke, you see a lot of Kentucky, a lot of Kansas, but then you see combinations in that 4th spot that are different, or that 3rd and 4th spot that are different from everybody else. And I think that's what's going to make this year intriguing and fun right from the start.
UNC is one of the more experienced teams after going to the championship game last year, bringing a lot of players back. Kentucky, who's been picked by many, as you mentioned, to go to the Final Four, has a nearby product, Bam Adebayo, from just about 30 minutes down the road. If you were a coach, Sean, which roster would you prefer? All the experience that UNC brings back, like Joel Berry and Justin Jackson, or do you prefer a team like Duke that does have some returning pieces like you mentioned, but one of the better recruiting classes we've seen in recent years?
Well, I mean, are they all healthy or are they not healthy?
Well, we'll go with healthy.
We'll go with healthy. If we're going with healthy, I'm taking Duke. And the reason for that is it is the nice combination of the very talented freshmen that mixed in with the seasoned veterans that have been there and have done it before. That's not taking away anything from North Carolina. I think they're going to be a very good team this year. But I think when you start on paper, really at the start of the season, if everybody's healthy, Duke is the number 1 team in the country. And, I don't think that should come as a shock to a lot of people. But I think as the season progresses, it doesn't mean that they're not going to take some lumps and some losses along the way, because the ACC is now what we thought it was going to be when this merger happened. And we all said, okay, hey, it could be like the Big East from back in the day, the good days of the Big East. It is. I mean, there's not a lot of nights when you look at the schedule for all of these teams. There's not a lot of nights that you go, okay, that's a gimme game. There's a couple, but there's not a lot of them. And more often than not, especially when you're going on the road, you're going, man, any road win in conference play is a great road win in the ACC. And that's how difficult it's going to be this year. So as fans of college basketball, and in your particular area too, fans of the ACC, don't get caught up in just, oh my gosh, we lost there. It's going to be a grind. You're going to have teams slip up, even in some locations that maybe they don't expect, just based on the fact of not necessarily just that game, but the wear and tear of all the other games. I mean, you look at our big Monday schedule, even our Wednesday schedule. I mean, there's a lot of great games inside the ACC during your work week, let alone once we get to Saturday. So it's going to be fun to watch.
Sean Farnham's with us at ESPN. You can follow Sean on Twitter at Sean Farnham. He will be on the call with Brett Musburger and Kaylee Hartung throughout the season, calling SEC hoops on ESPN. Most of our listening audience pulls for East Carolina basketball and football in the American Athletic Conference. In that conference, and other sports really, they don't seem to command a lot of respect nationally. But do you think In basketball, the American is viewed essentially as a Power 6 conference in hoops?
No, not yet. Is it on the fringe of it? Yes, but I don't think that it's at the level when you're talking about the Pac-12, the Big Ten, the ACC, the Big 12, and the SEC. I think if I'm going to be honest, out of all those conferences, it's probably closest to the SEC, where it tends to be a little top heavy and lacking quality depth at the bottom. I think when you look at some of these other conferences, I think the biggest thing is this: year in and year out, do you have a team that's national championship good? I think that's kind of like a barometer a lot of times that we use. And then outside of that, how many potential teams do you have to rank in the top 25? How many teams can you get into the NCAA tournament? And that's why I compare it more to the SEC than those others, because even the Pac-12 that did not perform well in the NCAA tournament last year still put 7 teams in. You know, the SEC struggled to get 3 in last year. But I do think, like the SEC, it's improving. And I do think that it's moving in the right direction. And part of that is consistency within the coaching ranks, new coaches that are bringing new life to programs, and I think as it finds its own footing. Remember, I talked about this at the start when we were talking about the ACC. Is we thought it was going to be like the Big East in the old days. Well, it didn't start off that way. You know, it was good. It was really strong. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like what it's like this year. This year's ridiculous as you look at it. I think for the American, it's going to be kind of like a similar trajectory. It just takes a little bit longer to get there based on the fact that it's a new branding and a new identity to our viewers, to the nation, to high school kids. You know, a lot of times, you know, when you and you know this, I don't know if you have kids or not, but if you've got a teenager and you take them to the store and you're like, hey, here's this generic brand of jeans over here, you know, if I've got a daughter, and here's some Joe jeans over here. Like, she's going for the Joe jeans, even though the other jeans are exactly the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And I think when you look at the college basketball landscape, even if you're going, hey, we got the SEC here and we've got the American over here, they're like, dude, but we're going to get to go against Kentucky twice a year at least. And, you know, and it's just a mindset. It's just a recognition value with teenagers. And I think as this group goes on and the next group comes in, the footing of this conference will be much stronger and be trending in the right direction even faster than it already is.
In the first year of the American Branding Initiative, UConn won the national championship, but since then, a lot of teams that had strong years either didn't make the postseason because of violations outside of basketball. I think of SMU a year ago, and
SMU hurt the conference in a big-time way. I mean, because, you have UConn, but SMU hurt the conference. Because had they not been ineligible to go, if all those pieces were put together, if Emmanuel Mudiay didn't go overseas, and all this stuff that was going around Larry Brown at the time, then I think you're talking about a quicker brand recognition for the conference. But when the brand recognition of the conference is teams are in trouble and teams aren't eligible to go to the NCAA tournament, that's not the recognition that you're looking for.
The last thing I want to get into with you before we let you go, Sean, what's the precedent in college basketball for what we're seeing with Nigel Hayes speaking out at College Game Day with signs saying fund a Venmo account because he's a poor college athlete, and calling for change at Wisconsin on his Twitter account this week? It seems like college athletes are more empowered than they've ever been before, but can you draw any parallels to this?
Well, I think you can draw parallels to different eras. I mean, being a UCLA guy, Bill Walton drove a golf cart through the administration building when he was on campus.
Then Lou Alcindor was there too.
Yeah, in protest. And obviously Lou Alcindor as well is a very vocal person. Look, the great thing about our country is that we have the ability to have an opinion, that we have an ability to speak about our opinion, whether people agree or disagree with it. And it's no different than the political landscape that we just concluded. There are people that are upset with the way that it turned out, and there are others that are probably happy and excited about it. But that is America. And so when you talk about social injustice and you talk about players and student athletes using their voices on social media, I think in the discussions I've had with coaches about what's going on, and are they talking to their teams about it, I think the overriding theme is don't just talk about it. also find a way for action. Own it if that's what you want to do, but also include action and have a plan to actually start working towards accomplishing some of the things that are upsetting you, some of the things that are frustrating you, making you angry, and try to find a way to positively release that into the community and actually impact change. And I think as long as we are talking about it, you and I are talking about it right here, that is a positive step. Dialogue is what we're needed. I think too often we are stuck in our phones and tweeting and texting and not actually looking at somebody in the eyes and having a deep, meaningful conversation. And so getting outside of just doing that and then really learning the why and the how they feel the way they feel, or the experiences that they've gone through in their lives that are causing them, in this particular instance, Nigel Hayes, to voice his opinion in the way that he is. Like, I think that's the best part of America, and that's not something that we should get upset about, but it is something that we should be willing to sit down and have dialogue and try to figure out exactly how we can bring about change to make it better.
That's very well said, Sean Farnham of ESPN. We appreciate the visit. Good luck on the call, and enjoy the start of basketball season, my friend.
I'm very much so looking forward to the action on the court, and of course Monday night, San Diego State, Gonzaga. It is a 9 p.m. Pacific time tip.
9 p.m. Pacific.
But Gonzaga is a very good team that could be Final Four good. So if you want to stay up late, and you can just pretend the election results still haven't been released, and then you can come watch basketball with me.
You got it. That's Sean Farnham of ESPN. Go follow him at Sean Farnham on Twitter. When we return from the break, we'll take it to the house on 94.3 The Game.
Business sellout. Discount Mattress and Furniture, 1501 Evans Street in Greenville, has been ordered to liquidate name brand furniture and mattresses wall to wall up to 75% off. Queen size mattress sets regular $800, now $295. Sofa and love seats regular $1,500, now $600. All wood bedrooms regular $1,800, now $700. Table and 4 chairs regular $600, now only $200. And there's much more. Business total sellout. Discount Mattress and Furniture in Greenville, and I'll see you there.
At Hastings Ford, we believe in tailgating right. The all-new F-150 game-changing 4-engine lineup with improved power-to-weight ratio over the previous generation gives the F-150 the highest EPA estimated fuel economy ratings among gas-powered full-size pickups. Take your tailgate celebration on the road with the Pirates this season in a new F-150 from Hastings Ford. Ain't it great to tailgate? Visit HastingsFord.com for great deals on new F-150s.
Come in today for a test drive and get your key to satisfaction at Hastings Ford in Greenville.
This is Steve Jones, president of Yadkin Bank and proud alumnus of East Carolina University. Yadkin Bank is proud to be a part of the Eastern North Carolina community. We are a full-service community bank dedicated to providing financial solutions for our clients. When you're dealing with Yadkin Bank, you're dealing with your neighbor and friends. Come see us at any of our North Carolina branches. At Yadkin Bank, we're in it together.
Yadkin Bank, member FDIC.
It's here just in time to stock your freezer for the holidays. The 3-day Acre Station Truckload Meat Sale at Acre Station Meat Farm in Pinetown. These are the best prices of the year at Acre Station. Listen to the incredible sales prices this week. Fresh ground beef for just $1.69 a pound. Boneless beef New York strip loins, whole steak sliced free, just $4.99 a pound. Chicken drumsticks, $3.99 a pound. And whole sliced ribeyes, just $6.99 a pound. The best prices of the year during this 3-day sales event. And you know Acre Station provides only the very best and freshest meat as always. Also just in time for the holidays, smoked hams, 99 cents a pound. And Boston Buck pork roast just right for the grill at $1.49 a pound. Also truckload sales pricing on sausage, ribs, pork chops, and more. But you've got to get to Acre Station Meat Farm Thursday through Saturday, November 10, 11, and 12, 6:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. 3 days and 3 days only this week at Acre Station, Highway 32 between Washington and Plymouth.
Public notice. Discount Mattress and Furniture, 1501 Evans Street in Greenville, has been ordered to conduct a total business sellout to satisfy taxes, manufacturer's invoice, and past due debt. Merchandise will be sold at pennies on the dollar, up to 75% off. Pay by cash, check, or credit card. Credit will be arranged. Bring your truck and trailers and save even more. Some delivery will be available. Save even more. Discount Mattress and Furniture, 1501 Evans Street in Greenville. Discount Mattress and Furniture, total sellout.
Going down the stretch on a Thursday edition of Game Time. This show is blown by, man. There's a lot that we've covered where I didn't think we were going to go, but we did, and I'm glad that we did. Our thanks to Sean Farnham of ESPN joining us last segment. Steve Logan, first hour. Andrew Bays, first hour. Good to have them along with us as well. But Mackenzie Tewksbury, our intern, dropped some knowledge on us. She just did it casually as well. I mean, one of our poll questions out there, which, by the way, is coming back overwhelmingly, people did not know. In terms of, or actually, it's not overwhelming now. It's actually getting closer. Did you know that a legal marijuana dispensary attendant is called a bud tender? 60% of that poll right now is no, and you can vote on those polls at 943 The Game. Mackenzie just casually drops, oh yeah, my brother's a bud tender in Colorado. Explain.
Yeah, I mean, my brother moved out there about 2 years ago and started working at this startup business that, more or less, yeah, he's a bud tender. He just sells a lot of marijuana to people.
So what's any stories? Has he told you any stories that are worth telling? He's not listening, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's good. Not really. I haven't talked to him in kind of a long time. I haven't seen him in a while, but he kind of just tells me that it's completely different in Colorado, which I'm sure you know.
Yes.
But
it's very
I follow
different.
him on Instagram. It's funny. It's interesting. His Instagram's very weird.
Weird in what way? I mean, you're being very vague right now.
He posts these
I'm
pictures.
not making you uncomfortable, am I? You seem uncomfortable.
She's uncomfortable.
I don't know what I
You
can
shouldn't
and
be
can and
uncomfortable
cannot
here.
say.
You
on
can
the
say
radio.
you can say whatever you want right now, except those curse words that George Carlin highlighted. That's okay.
No, his Instagram is just a bunch of marijuana. It's really funny. But I've heard some stories about him telling me people coming in from not.
So you're telling me when you go on Instagram and you see pictures of marijuana, you just laugh out loud. Like, this is hilarious.
But John, it's not that. She's struggling to communicate what she has here because she's crippled with fear that she's going to say the wrong thing.
Right.
And that's okay.
She probably will say the wrong thing.
Speaking of saying the wrong things, John Jansen has a look at our sports headlines.
Sports news. Everyone, a little breaking news for you.
Seahawks cornerback Richard Sherman was fined $9,000 for his hit on Bills kicker Dan Carpenter. Sherman, though, during the game was not called for roughing the kicker on the play. New Orleans will be the site of the 2022 men's basketball Final Four. The Mercedes-Benz Dome is where the Final Four will be held, and it is the 6th time that the site has been chosen. And Florida International tight end Jonnu Smith is out for the season after his girlfriend reportedly poured boiling water on him. The water caused multiple burns, and she has been charged with aggravated battery. And that is your sports update.
I need a little bit more information because I've seen this story and I didn't want to talk about it because there has to be a reason that she did this. There's two sides to every story. He's just the celebrity in the sense that he is a college football player and she is not. So people tend to side with the person who plays sports. I need more info.
I want to know.
Because right now it seems like a funny story, but it might not be funny if the guy did something.
Might not be, but like, was she already boiling the water? Or
no.
did she
From what I saw, she boiled the water with the intent of burning
So she
him with
waited to, because I'm not going to wait that long to end any argument.
Depends what the argument is. That's why I need more information.
I don't have the patience to. Boil
what could be learned from this, where you're like, all right, that makes sense.
Like, I don't even boil water to make food. Like, if I have to boil water, I'm just, you know what, screw it. I'm going to order food.
Whoa. Like macaroni and cheese? You're not going to wait for the water to boil?
It's too much time just to have mac and cheese. So I might as well just order food.
No one finishes the box of mac and cheese in one sitting. Nobody. Like, you're obviously making a business decision where you make so much mac and cheese that's going to be your side on every single dish for the rest of the week.
See, that's a lot of mac and cheese, man. I just rather...
you got to cook the entire box. What kind of insane person doesn't cook the entire box?
Now, the only time I feel like it's worth boiling something is when I'm cooking a big pot of spaghetti, because I know that I'm going to have at least spaghetti for a couple days.
Mac and
spaghetti
cheese
to
is
me,
the same way.
Spaghetti's more valuable than mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is side dish. I don't want the same side dish the entire week.
Side pieces, man. We have Patrick Johnson and Harold Robinson, Coach Robinson, going to take over things at the bottom of the hour. So in about 9 minutes, we'll go out to Eastern Wayne, where Rose is going to close the regular season tonight. Still a chance that they can be solo conference champions, but there is a tie there, and it's interesting with what's happening with Rose football. So you can listen to Rampant Football at the bottom of the hour in about 8 minutes. But like we do with every single show, we cap it with Take It to the House.
Gets to the 20, loose to the 30, to the 40, down the left side to the 50 goes Elliott. He's going to take it to the house. 30, 20, 10, touchdown Ezekiel Elliott.
Take it to the house. Take it to the house. Take it to the house. Take it to the house.
So let me ask you first, Josh, and Mackenzie, of course, as well. What's your least favorite chore to do, and what's a chore that you don't mind doing?
Oh, the worst is laundry's not bad. Just putting the laundry up, getting it from hamper to closet / dressers.
I hate that so much, I actually don't even do it. Mackenzie.
I really don't like that. I really don't like doing other people's dishes.
Okay, so other people's dishes.
Yeah, I don't mind doing mine, but other people's food, it just grosses me out.
Okay. So this has nothing that either one of you said. This is the 3 worst chores according to a survey. Cleaning the oven, which I didn't even know you're supposed to clean the oven.
Yes, John, you're supposed to clean the oven.
Whoops. Also cleaning the toilets, which actually cleaning the toilets is not that hard. Really easy to do.
It depends if you have the proper materials.
Really easy to do. Washing windows. Washing windows to me was the easiest chore because you can't even tell anyway if they're clean or not. I don't get it. The 3 ones that people don't mind.
You obviously can tell what an
Not really. Are you kidding me?
That's kind of like if you don't. Clearly, someone's not had glasses before. Someone's like, "Oh, your glasses don't even seem that dirty." You're not the one wearing them. Yeah. You're not the one having to.
But nobody's wearing a window.
But you're looking at a window. You're
So
looking
and
through a window.
when you look at a window, you just think, "Wow, that looks like a really, really dirty window." You
for your
just can't tell.
windshield, for your windshield, do you ever notice that get dirty?
No.
Really? Your windshield.
But the thing is,
I got the answer. I asked the question. I got my answer.
And even if I'm looking out of my windshield all the time, I'm not looking out my window constantly. You see it out of the corner. You see, oh, okay, look, the window.
It's amazing.
And nobody thinks like, oh, it's really dirty. But 3 chores that people don't mind: wiping down the counters, mopping, and vacuuming. I hate vacuuming. So
My dad loves to vacuum.
I don't know if anybody
My dad has like vacuum
loves
day.
to vacuum.
I don't
It's the only
like
chore he
dusting.
does.
Dusting's something I don't like. I'm all right with vacuuming. Because I always put the headsets in. It doesn't require your like hands. So I could just put it in the pocket and, just do some vacuuming. Tweeter writes in mowing the grass. Same reason there. Like if you have, it depends though. Again, with materials. If you have a push lawnmower, not as fun. Still doable with the headphones. But if you have a driver, that's a good way to get out of the house. Plus you feel like you're accomplishing something.
Well, this group of teenagers, though, moving on, these group of teenagers decided to steal some cars, and they stole some muscle cars, all right? These things go fast. It has like a NASCAR engine in it. They got them. They stole them. They're home free. They crashed 2 of them, of the 3, and completely totaled them. The two that crashed are fine. They're still trying to find the other one, the other person. They still haven't found him yet, but... 2 out of the 3.
Well, I know 2 of the people who know this person.
I mean, they did the hardest part, and then they decided they thought they were good, They got really confident.
So, that's interesting. See, have you ever driven a muscle car before?
No.
I have. It is a different experience. So I'm not surprised those people crashed the car because it is a different exercise. Tomorrow, we'll have John Jansen playing Tony Castleberry in Pickup Hoops. Everyone in our poll said that Tony was going to win pretty much. We'll see if he comes through on that. And Tony will be be in studio with us. The beat writer for ECU basketball will be our guest on the day the ECU Pirates open the 2016 season. Mick Mixon and Mark Pascal will be our guests as well. To update the poll real quickly, did you know you're not supposed to wear a hat in a dope shop? 85% of the audience say no. Did you know that legal marijuana dispensary attendants are called bud tenders? 45% said yes, 55% said no. What would you rather listen to, ECU practice audio or Andrew's NFL Europe stories? 54% say Andrew's NFL Europe stories. Our thanks to Sean Farnham, Andrew Bays, and Steve Logan for joining us today. We'll do it 5 to 7 tomorrow. This has been Game Time on 94.3 The Game.
It's pretty plain. I like watching the puddles gather.
Are you 50 years old? Have you had a colonoscopy? Colon cancer is the second leading cause of cancer-related deaths. What makes this so horrible is that colon cancer is easily preventable. Carolina Digestive Diseases and Endoscopy Center wants you to know that a colonoscopy can save your life. Dr. Philip Goldstein and the staff at Carolina Digestive Diseases offer treatment and care for all your GI needs. Carolina Digestive Diseases is a private practice focused on keeping costs down for their patients. They file all insurances, have an on-site endoscopy center, and in-house pathology for quick turnaround. The office is conveniently located on W.H. Smith Boulevard, and you can park next to the front door. Dr. Goldstein is dual board certified in internal medicine and gastroenterology and offers appointments within 5 business days.
Hi, this is Dr. Philip Goldstein reminding you that a colonoscopy can save your life. Visit our website, cddgastro.com, and come see us at Carolina Digestive Diseases.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is the home of the best margaritas. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Tuesday for the Gulp of Mexico, a huge 46-ounce lime margarita for only $6.99. On Thursdays, relax and enjoy half-price pitchers of Chico's house margaritas. Choose from lime, strawberry, blood orange, raspberry, or peach. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Hey Pirate fans, football weather is finally here and ECU is in full swing on the gridiron. At Stadium Sports, we have an awesome selection of ECU coats, jackets, crews, and hoodies to keep you warm on those cool autumn days while showing your Pirate pride. Be sure to pick up a custom ECU cornhole board set and extreme purple and gold Kyset cooler to make your tailgate spot complete. And coming soon, it's our brand new expanded store and new location, even closer to the stadium. Look for us on Charles Boulevard next to the ECU Railroad overpass with plenty of up-front parking. Stadium Sports, where Pirates shop.
There's something brand new for local swimmers. Aquaventure is now open at their Winterville campus just off Memorial Drive behind Badcock Furniture. Aquaventure is an indoor saltwater complex with an Olympic-sized swimming pool with 8 lanes. Aquaventure, the place for water sports, instruction, and aqua exercise. This fabulous new cutting-edge facility is now open. Join now by calling 341-9959 or visit Aquaventure at 214A Beacon Drive just off Memorial Drive. Aquaventure, an exciting new water campus. Aquaventure is now open.
For over 30 years now, Classic Seafood in Aden has supplied the highest quality seafood available to very select seafood markets and fine restaurants all over the country. Now, Pirate Nation and all of Eastern NC is invited to stop by their retail seafood shop in Aden off Highway 11 next to the Pepsi plant for the best seafood around, all at great prices. Not only can you buy all natural farm-raised catfish, but fresh crab meat, fresh shucked oysters, and other premium seafood selections as well. So, stock up your freezer and go to cccatfish.com today to learn more.
Following is a presentation of IBX Media and 94.3 The Game, the Pirate Nation's FM station, and your home for Rose Rampant Football.
The passion.
Cordell running away from him. Cordell the 30, the 20, 15, 10, 5, no flags, touchdown.
The plays.
Good one thrown for the end zone, caught, touchdown. Slant to Vines.
The Rose Rapids play on 94.3 The Game.
He's going to get sacked, dropped down by Chapman.
The defending 4A Eastern champions have unfinished business in 2016, and you'll hear every play right here on 94.3 The Game. Rapids football is brought to you by Meridian Park Apartments, Colombo Kitchen Law Firm, Nice Insurance Agency, Caraway Office Solutions, Sam Pollard & Son, Stadium Sports, The Met Deli, Children's Health Services, Lee Fussell Humphreys & Humphreys, PA, J-Spray, a division of Tri-East Ag Group Incorporated, Yak and Bank, Town Insurance, Graham Knuckles Connor Law Firm, Xerox Sales Agency, Daryl Harrison, and Vidin Health. Stay tuned. Your 50-yard line seat is reserved. Our countdown to Rose Rampant Football begins in 2 minutes.
What's your most important document? The McGrath proposal.
Olivia's adoption papers.
This week, a paid invoice. Documents are who we are and what we do. With intelligent printers and MFPs, customized apps and services, Kyocera Document Solutions helps companies capture, distribute, and manage the many documents that matter. Because if the document is important,
My winning business plan.
the company is important.
Caraway Office Solutions has been a leading provider of high-quality business technology and services since 1963. Caraway Office Solutions provides Kyocera printers, MFPs, and personalized support that is unmatched. Let your friend Bernie Caraway at Caraway Office Solutions connect you to a different way of doing business. Come to Caraway Office Solutions for the total solution you need to succeed in a competitive marketplace. Call 752-4661 or visit www.cosnc.com.
It's the best time of year for grilling out, and Acre Station is the best place to get your steaks, pork chops, or anything you want to cook out. Make the short drive to Acre Station and find out why people say it's the best they've ever tasted. Why? Acre Station processes their sausage and bacon right there on the lot. And Acre Station partners with Lane Angus Farms in Gates County to bring beef straight to your table or your grill. And it's a pleasant ride to Acre Station on Highway 32 between Greenville and Plymouth. Come on down to Acre Station and cook out tonight.
Hi, it's Jay Conway, General Manager from Greenville Nissan. We're all about some great football and great vehicles. And this year we're supporting Rose Rampants to go all the way. Help us support local football and choose Greenville Nissan for all your automotive needs. From sales to service, we can deliver. Come check out the all-new Maxima, innovation at its best. The only true four-door sports car on the market. Where you buy does make a difference. Come in to get the Rampant discount. Ask for me, Jay Conway, for more details. Or check us out online at greenvillenissan.com. Greenville Nissan, where you can always expect miracles.
We're live from New Hope as the Rampants play tonight for a piece of the Eastern Carolina Conference Championship, but they need a win. Hello again, everybody. Patrick Johnson, along with the coach, Harold Robinson. Jay Sonhalter is with us tonight. A touchdown. Tim Smith is our on-site engineer here at Warrior Stadium. John Jansen back at our 94.3 The Game studios in Greenville. Rampants are seeking a conference championship, in this case, a piece of one. It would be their first since 2006. Time to bring in the guys working the game with me tonight. It's Harold Robinson, the Hall of Fame coach, Jay Sonhalter, the former ECU tight end. A disappointing loss last week to New Bern. When Rose was in a position to win the league crown outright, the Rampants entered today's game 5-4. They're 4-1 in the conference. And you could make an argument, guys, that the Rampants are just a handful of plays away from being 8-1 at this point. And Harold, the margin for error for this team is pretty tight. And that said, if they clean up a few areas, this could be a team that could make a prime run in the playoffs, but it needs to start here tonight, doesn't it?
Yeah, and we said all along, this was a good football team. They've got to clean up a lot of things. They've got to clean up the penalties. I think, number one, they got to stop shooting themselves in the foot, Patrick, with turnovers and penalties. Every time they take one step forward, they're taking three backwards. And I think that's an area they've really got to work on, and they got to improve on the kicking game and eliminate some of the mistakes in the kicking game. And I think the biggest thing they got to eliminate, and Newbern heard them last week, was explosion plays.
Well, and this is the time of the year where you want to be playing your best football. We saw Rose has the confidence from last year, once they get in the playoffs, to make a deep run. But what do you need to do to be successful? You've got to clean up the turnovers. You cannot turn the football over. And a lot of the points you said, Coach, are perfect. But this team has the potential, but it starts here tonight. They need to get their confidence back.
Yeah. 4 turnovers last week, too. It's hard to win football games when you turn it over that many times. Some discouraging news for the Rampants. They do not get their leading tackler, Alex Neese, back from the concussion protocol until tomorrow. So with this game being played tonight, that obviously is a blow. 99 tackles. He recorded a career-high 19 stops against CB Aycock. He was badly missed last week, I think. Coach, what do you think?
He was, no doubt. I mean, the Newbern running game, and their passing game was very inefficient. Their running game is what killed Rose, and I think having Alex there would have helped stop some of the running game.
Well, and Sonny, he's so good east to west, he cleans up a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, he can really hide behind the defensive line and make plays and flow over the top, but also he's one of the leaders on this defense. He's a nail back there. He's a good tackler. So it would have been nice to have him here tonight, but it looks like he'll be back next week for the playoffs.
Charles Fletcher, the right guard, suffered a bad cut on one of the fingers on his hand last weekend. So he is out tonight as well, and he'll be replaced by Josh McKeel at right guard. That's a matchup worth keeping an eye on. All right, let's touch on the Rose offense. It turned out a lot of yards last week. Too many turnovers, as we mentioned. And guys, and Sonny, we'll start with you here. I think Mydrian Vines, just 3 catches since he's come back. The ECU commit, you got to get him involved.
Yeah, he's one of the guys that can make big plays on this Rose offense. He's explosive in the passing game on the deep routes, but also those short, quick slant routes and some of those screen plays. He's done a good job once he catches the ball, getting the yards after the catch. He's a focal point for this offense, needs to be. But I'd expect him, as we get closer to the end of the season, if you're a senior, you start to realize, hey, I don't have that many games left. So I'd expect his game to continue to step up. It's just on the coaching staff, the offensive line, the quarterback, everybody to try to get him involved more.
I agree. And, anytime you got a Division
That's
I
a good
kid,
vote of confidence for Sonny. You
well,
agree with that?
but, anytime you got a Division I commit playing on your team,
you got to get him the ball.
You got to get him in football. There's no doubt about it. I mean, and I've said it all year long. I think the kid who's carried his whole football team has been E.J. Harris.
Yeah.
I really feel.
And he's great, but he's got to have some help.
That's right. He's got to have somebody who's got to take the pressure
Caleb
off him.
Edwards is a good player,
right?
But Vines is the difference maker kind of guy.
He's a commit.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. If you're a Division I committed player, you're special, and they got to get the football to that special kid.
Comments from Dave Wotecki, the coach of the Rapids, still to come. When we return, though, John Jansen runs down the slate of games. There's a lot of them tonight as the regular season for many teams wraps up. You're listening to Rampant Football live from New Hope in Wayne County here on 94.3 The Game.
This is Greg Gardner with Winter Chevrolet. We have a great selection of new Chevrolets and certified pre-owned vehicles for your choosing, from fuel-efficient cars and family-friendly SUVs to trucks ready to help you work or play. When you're in the market for an automobile, you owe it to yourself to experience a relaxed atmosphere at Winter Chevrolet. Find out why your friends and neighbors keep coming back to us for sales and service. Enjoy our certified service where you're recognized by name and face, not a number. Chevy runs deep at Winter Chevrolet. Come by and see us on Highway 11 Ayden or at winterchevrolet.net.
Football season's here in Pirate Nation, and Ann's Dumplings has you covered in the kitchen. Ann's One Sauce is perfect for meatballs, meatloaf, burgers, pork chops, fish, and all meats. And if you're grilling, you gotta have Ann's One Sauce. Just apply 3 minutes before you take the meat off the grill. And Ann's One Dressing is just right for deviled eggs, egg salad, coleslaw, and potato salad. You don't have to start from scratch anymore. Just use Ann's One Dressing to save time, and it's delicious. Ann's One Sauce and One Dressing can be found at the Piggly Wiggly in Ayden and online at annsdumplings.com.
Fit for Life 24 is Greenville's premier fitness center. Fit for Life offers 24/7 access, childcare, personalized training, and group personal training. Visit either of our 2 convenient locations in Greenville with just 1 membership. And now, Fit for Life has launched Fit Fresh 24. Fit for Life has partnered with Village Point Market to provide fresh, healthy meals ready to go. Grab a healthy lunch or dinner after you work out. It's time to get Fit for Life. Check us out at fitforlife24.com or call 321-2222 and join today. AgriSupply has everything you need for farm, shop, or home. Enjoy tailgating before the big game with Carolina Cooker cast iron cookware, gas burners, grills, tents, and more. Don't let the name fool you. They also carry a full line of hunting supplies, truck and trailer accessories, and more. Visit AgriSupply in Greenville at 4500 Martin Luther King Jr. Highway or shop online at agrisupply.com. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30. Saturday, 7:30 to 5.
John Jansen here, welcoming you back to 94.3 The Game. The Rampants will be keeping an eye on what Conley does tonight against Southern Wayne. The Vikings are expected to win, and if they do, Rose will be locked in a 3-way tie for the conference championship with Conley and New Bern. The Bears are off this week ahead of the playoffs, which begin next week. And then on Saturday, the Eastern Carolina Conference will determine who the number 1 seed will be if there is a 3-way tie. Also in the league, CB Aycock is making up their game with South Central tonight. That was postponed last month due to Hurricane Matthew. Other games we're tracking tonight, a biggie in the Eastern Carolina 2A as Aden Grifton and North Lenoir play for the conference championship. It would be the first conference title in North Lenoir history if they can win tonight. Goldsboro and South Lenoir close out the seasons tonight as the Cougars strive for a first win, while the Blue Devils are looking for a fourth victory. Also out of that league, it's Kinston and Greene Central at 7 o'clock. Tarboro hosts Rocky Mountain Prep. Southern Nash tries to close out a perfect regular season with a date at 5-5 Northern Nash in a rivalry game. 6-4 Nash Central is at 6-4 Wilson Pike. Also, Holmes is at Currituck. Also, it's unbeaten West Craven trying to close out the year unbeaten at 7-3 West Carteret in Morehead City. Tomorrow night, Farmville Central pushing for a playoff spot at 5-5 and will host North Johnson. Also tomorrow, North Pitt closes out the year in Beddingfield. And more of our countdown kickoff with Patrick Johnson and Rose coach Dave Wotecki after this timeout on 94.3 The Game.
At Spain Telecom, we know customer service has to be number one. Sometimes we may see that a need arises to use your existing features on your present system that's not currently used. When it comes to making decisions for your company's communication, we will use every possible resource available. Spain Telecom will provide services to help complement plans for growth. We pride ourselves in putting our customers' needs first and helping them find ways to grow within their industry. We will analyze the needs of your company and present solutions that just make sense. We serve anywhere in Eastern North Carolina. Please give us a call today to see how we can improve your communication for your customers. Call us at 353-2006. That's 353-2006. Or you can check us out on the web at spain-telecom.com. That's spain-telecom.com.
There's something brand new for local swimmers. Aquaventure is now open at their Winterville campus just off Memorial Drive behind Badcock Furniture. Aquaventure is an indoor saltwater complex with an Olympic-sized swimming pool with 8 lanes. Aquaventure, the place for water sports, instruction, and aqua exercise. This fabulous new cutting-edge facility is now open. Join now by calling 341-9959 or visit Aquaventure at 214A Beacon Drive just off Memorial Drive. Aquaventure, an exciting new water campus. Aquaventure is now open.
This is Steve Jones, president of Yadkin Bank and proud alumnus of East Carolina University. Yadkin Bank is proud to be a part of the Eastern North Carolina community. We are a full-service community bank dedicated to providing financial solutions for our clients. When you're dealing with Yadkin Bank, you're dealing with your neighbor and friends. Come see us at any of our North Carolina branches. At Yadkin Bank, we're in it together.
Yadkin Bank, member FDIC.
Pros Coach Dave Wotecki is here as we get set for this game here tonight against Eastern Wayne. And Coach, as you look back, and we discussed a little bit a few minutes ago, you know, it's a few plays and the record would be different, but it's just executing those plays is probably the source of emphasis for you and your staff, I would suppose.
Yeah, we've been very inconsistent this year when it comes to execution of the game plan. You know, I don't know if that comes from just a different mentality of practice with these guys, or you know, if we're putting too much on their plate a little bit. I'm not sure, but you know, if we do execute what our game plan says, you know, we've been pretty successful most of the time with that. The times that we're not successful, obviously, you know, we're doing some things out of character and all that. So, you know, very well could be, you know, sitting a little different than 5-4 right now.
With all of that, though, you're in a position to share a conference championship with a win here tonight, and then some things have to fall your way. But that certainly would be a great accomplishment to have a piece of what has proven to be at the top, at least, a very, very competitive conference this year.
Yeah, our conference, when they, you know, created it, everybody talked about how bad the conference was going to be and all that. And then you look back at, you know, when it first started, you know, we go to the regional championship. The next year, New Bern wins the state championship. And the next year, we're in the state championship. So, you know, a lot of great football teams. You know, Conley's a really good football team that has gone deep in the playoffs. Eastern Wayne went deep in the playoffs to the regional championship the first year we had the conference. And, you know, I think, you CBA Caucus is going to do really well in the playoffs this year. So, I think our conference is strong compared to some of the other ones. Of course, everybody's got their opinion on those, but you got to play week in and week out around here, and to get a piece of the conference championship is a huge deal for us. We haven't done it yet, and that's one of our goals every single year.
As you come here to this game tonight, it'll be the season finale for both these teams in the regular season. They certainly have some things they're playing for as far as getting into the I remember it well a couple years ago. They played really well here against you guys.
Yeah, the last time we were here, we rolled in here. I think we were 6-0 or 8-0, and took just a shellacking on the rear end by these guys. It was 63-20, maybe something like that. And and they are very athletic. A very good football team can hurt you in a lot of spots, and our guys really have to play well and take them seriously, and we can't overlook these guys at all. They're a good football team.
We'll have more with Coach Wotecki after these words on 94.3 The Game.
Hi, it's Jay Conway, General Manager from Greenville Nissan. We're all about some great football and great vehicles. And this year we're supporting Rose Rampants to go all the way. Help us support local football and choose Greenville Nissan for all your automotive needs. From sales to service, we can deliver. Come check out the all-new Maxima, innovation at its best. The only true four-door sports car on the market. Where you buy does make a difference. Come in to get the Rampant discount. Ask for me, Jay Conway, for more details, or check us out online at greenvillenissan.com. Greenville Nissan, where you can always expect miracles.
There's a great banking option for residents of Pitt, Martin, Beaufort, Washington, and Craven counties. Waco Community Credit Union. They want you to know that you don't have to work at Weyerhaeuser to join. They offer higher deposit account interest rates and lower loan rates than a typical bank. Plus, their fees are usually lower, too. Call Waco Community Credit Union to learn more at 866-811-4240 or go to wacocreditunion.com. That's WEYCO creditunion.com. Waco Community Credit Union is NCUA insured.
Hi, this is Todd Mitchum with Mercer Glass, Eastern North Carolina's most complete glass company. Mercer Glass specializes in windows, shower doors, auto glass, and mirrors. We can install or repair almost anything made of glass in your home or business. So give us a call at Mercer Glass. That's 752-5101. That's 752-5101.
Oh no, is it okay? Is it going to survive?
Is your air conditioning unit in need of some medical attention? Better call the Air Doctor. The Air Doctor can revive your AC and get it back cooling in no time. The Air Doctor services residential and commercial AC units anywhere in Eastern North Carolina. And if you call right now, you'll receive 10% off your first service. Call the Air Doctor now for 24/7 emergency service. 252-215-0966. The Air Doctor, your prescription for comfort.
Welcome back to our pregame show for Rose and Eastern Wayne tonight from Wayne County. Eastern Wayne enters play tonight 4-5 overall with the mark in the ECC of 2-3. They're likely to get a 3A playoff berth. The Warriors started the season 2-0, but have dropped 3 of their last 4 games, including a 57-26 loss against CB Aycock 6 days ago. In their league wins, they beat South Central by 1 point and Southern Wayne by 3 points. They've also been shut out by both New Bern and Connolly. But right now, here's Patrick Johnson with his second part of his interview with Coach Dave Wotecki.
He is alongside. As far as the injury front, Alex Neese won't be available till tomorrow. That doesn't do a whole lot of good tonight. How much do you feel like you missed him last week?
When you miss your leading tackler, it hurts quite a bit. We have guys that fill in, and just the speed of Alex. He, if he makes a mistake, he has a speed to make things up and to make plays, and does a great job for our defense. And missing him last week and this week, it's a huge deal, and our guys got to step up and do the best they can to try to. They can't really replace him, but take some of the burden off of some other people.
Best is very athletic for them at quarterback, and is a guy that when he came in last year in the game at your place, ran the ball and executed their offense to some success as well. How do you deal with him tonight?
Tackle him. Well, we're gonna try to run our game plan and eliminate some of his plays he makes with his legs and force them to try to do some things that they don't want to do. And hopefully our defense had a really good week this week, and hopefully they come in and do a great job of running our game plan.
As far as offensively, the plan for tonight, and obviously a lot of E.J. Harris, I'm sure, but getting some of those guys in that are back and healthy in the receiving corps.
Well, we had to eliminate our mistakes. Last week we had 4 turnovers offensively, and that's just totally uncharacteristic of our offense. So that's the main thing we had to focus on tonight. Obviously it's every week. We run the ball to open the passing game and vice versa. So they'll probably load the box to try to stop EJ, and our wide receivers got to make some plays. And Grant Humphreys has come on and been a great football player for us of late, and getting Madrion back and Caleb and our other young receiver, Terrell Hines. Those are 4 great football players that they had to do a good job of getting the ball to kind of widen some things out so EJ can have a good night.
The only time we had a punt return for a score was called back against Southern Wayne. I was looking at that. Do you think it's just kind of a matter of time before one of those guys on a kickoff or on a punt return maybe breaks one this year? I was sort of thinking about that and getting ready for the game and looking at it, that it's been close, and that part's gotten better this year. And boy, that would be big in a game like this or any time of the postseason.
Well, that'd be huge. Just the last time we were here, we couldn't even field the kickoff return. So that was a huge thing. Last time we played Eastern Wayne, they had the same type of game plan with the pooch punts or pooch kicks and all that. So, be able to break a long run on special teams or possibly score on a special team would be huge. And we've moved some guys around, and hopefully that will happen this week. It would be a huge boost for the team.
Good luck, and Sonny will see you at halftime. That's right, Sonny at halftime, and Sonny in the postgame. He'll be down here with you.
We get the television star tonight.
No camera, though. No camera. That's the good thing. All right, Coach, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
That's Dave Wotecki. We return the kick between Eastern Wayne and Rose from New Hope.
Are you 50 years old? Have you had a colonoscopy? Colon cancer is the second leading cause of cancer-related deaths. What makes this so horrible is that colon cancer is easily preventable. Carolina Digestive Diseases and Endoscopy Center wants you to know that a colonoscopy can save your life. Dr. Philip Goldstein and the staff at Carolina Digestive Diseases offer treatment and care for all your GI needs. Carolina Digestive Diseases is a private practice focused on keeping costs down for their patients. They file all insurances, have an on-site endoscopy center, and in-house pathology for quick turnaround. The office is conveniently located on W.H. Smith Boulevard, and you can park next to the front door. Dr. Goldstein is dual board certified in internal medicine and gastroenterology and offers appointments within 5 business days.
Hi, this is Dr. Philip Goldstein reminding you that a colonoscopy can save your life. Visit our website, cddgastro.com, and come see us at Carolina Digestive Diseases.
Cut, color, style, we do it best at Fantastic Sam's. Bring in the whole family, we'll take care of the rest at Fantastic Sam's. Highlights, lowlights, treatments, and waxing. No appointment needed, our prices you can't beat them. Cut, color, style, we do it best at Fantastic Sam's.
Hi, I'm Jason Jones, Chief Operating Officer here at CopyPro. Over 45 years ago, my father and his partner founded our company with the vision of being the very best office systems provider in Eastern North Carolina. They also had a vision of being one of the very best employers. Now that we've grown to nearly 100 employees, we have a need for more sales professionals. If you have over 2 years business-to-business sales experience, we'd love to talk to you about coming to join our family. You can apply at copypro.careers today.
Welcome back to Warrior Stadium as we are getting ready for tonight's game between Rose and Eastern Wayne. Tim Smith here. The Rampants are looking for a piece of the conference championship pie 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. Let's bring in Coach Harold Robinson for some keys to a Rose victory.
Well, thank you. Touchdown, I'll tell you, I think the key tonight is what we said earlier. You're going to have to not turn the ball over, clean things up, and not necessarily turning the ball over, but as much as the penalties have just been killing Rose High. And they've got to eliminate that. And of course, like in all the other times, you eliminate the mistakes in the